Hey, I am here to do some food webs with you. Food webs are something that you've probably been learning for ever. I don't know. But I thought it would be a good quick review and something easy to do together. Okay. So what's the difference between a food web and a food chain? Okay, so a food chain will go something like grass, oops, a daisy. We'll do grasshopper. Looks like grasshopper. It's grasshopper. And then we'll do bird. And we'll pretend like it stops there. Okay. So that is a food chain. So a food chain goes in one linear direction, one line. And a food web has arrows going all over the place. And that's the difference between a food chain and a food web. The world operates in food webs. Now, within each food web are multiple food chains. And so that's why oftentimes when you're younger, they start with food chains. So let's get started. Okay, so it says step 1. For the food web, label each organism, some may have more than one label, as a producer, a primary consumer, a secondary consumer, or a tertiary consumer. Okay, let's see. I want to be purple for, no, I lied. I want to be green for producer. Okay, so if we look at our big picture, producers are going to be things that photosynthesize. And so this tree, oh, it didn't change me to green. Hello, green, save. It's still pink. What is happening? Why are they hurting me in this way? Green. Okay, save. I'm still pink. The whole thing's still pink. It's just messing with me. Fine, we'll be pink. We'll be a pink producer. I see you. Okay, so this is going to be a producer. And the producer in this case is a cherry tree. So producer. All right. I don't see any other plants on here. So that's it. Let's see if it'll let me change colors. Probably not. Are you going to let me change colors? Let's pick yellow. Save. Of course it didn't save. No, not going to save. Why would it do that? All right. So a primary consumer is anything that ate the producer. So this guy over here is going to be a primary consumer. This little bunny here is a primary consumer. This butterfly here is a primary consumer. And according to this food web, the worm here is a primary consumer. That's a 1. And the bird is a primary consumer according to this thing in front of our faces. Is there anything else that is eating the tree directly? I don't see anything. Okay, so now it says secondary consumers. So secondary consumers are the things eating the primary consumers. All right, so let's see. So this thing is eating a primary consumer, so it's a secondary consumer. I think is that a snake or a tapeworm? Either way, it's eating something. So that's a secondary consumer because it's eating the bunny. The frog is a secondary consumer because it's eating the butterfly. Technically speaking, this bird could also be considered a secondary consumer. This hockey thing could also be considered a secondary consumer because it is eating the bunny. See? Like so. All right, now let's find tertiary consumers and see if it'll let me change colors at all. Save? No? No one's saving? Reset all to default. Save. It's not going to let me change colors. Why would it do that? No. Sure. No, it's not. Okay, so we're just going to go with it and pretend. All right, tertiary consumers are things that can eat a secondary consumer. So let's see here. This guy, the bird, he down here does he ever eat another secondary consumer? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. So he's done. So when you have a situation like the bird where they could be a primary or a secondary consumer, I always take the highest that they could be unless it's asking for a specific route. So, okay, here we go. Upwards and onwards. So, here we go. So this guy, the snaky thing, he is eating a frog, and so he could be considered a tertiary consumer. The hawk thing is also a tertiary consumer because it's eating a secondary. And so we cross out their lower levels in this instance, and we say those are tertiary consumers. And you just take the highest, unless it's asking for a particular route. Okay, so that's how that goes. Now let's erase all of that and talk about who's an herbivore, who's a carnivore, and who's an omnivore. Eraser. I don't want to erase the pictures. I just want to erase my writing. Just like the dry erase board. Okay, here we go. Drawing. Transparency. Oh, hey, girl, hey. Can I have blue? Is that okay? Blue's allowed now. All right. Here we go. So herbivores. So these are things that only eat plants. So these things have to specifically and only eat plants. So this squirrel, it says, according to only this food web, that it is only eating the plant. And so it would be, oh, come on, there we go. So it would be an herbivore. This bunny rabbit here is only eating a plant, so it's an herbivore. This butterfly is an herbivore. According to this wormy thing is an herbivore, but I have more on that in a minute. Okay, is that it for, yes, looks like that is all. Okay, so let's go with purple. So let's see who is a carnivore, meaning that they only eat meat. So the hawk is a carnivore. The snake thing, it looks like it's a carnivore. The fox is a carnivore. Oh, let's see here. Mr. Froggy Pants, he is a carnivore. All right, so that leaves us with just the bird. And the bird is going to be what's called an omnivore. And an omnivore is something that eats both plants and meat. So you are an omnivore. One way that you can tell what kind of animals or items that something ate is based on their teeth. Ta-da! So in humans, you know that if you found our skull, that we are an omnivore because we have canine teeth. Those are your sharp vampire teeth. Okay. And then you have what's called chewing teeth, and they're in the back by cuspids. And those are for grinding plants. And so that's how they work. That's why they're shaped like that. They're shaped for like grains to get in and for you to grind them into almost like a paste that you can swallow. Whereas these teeth, they're made for biting and puncturing and then shredding. Okay. These two could be considered to hold on while these shred. And so those are the teeth of an omnivore. Now you're thinking, that's a bird. What's up with that? Well, birds actually, some birds do have teeth. And as creepy as that is, but also they have the ability and the enzymes to break down small seeds and worms. And so in that way, they are also an omnivore. If you look at the teeth of like a cow or a deer or a squirrel, their teeth are all basically bicuspids. They don't have vampire teeth, as we call them, at all. They don't have canines. And that's because they are meant to only eat plant life. Whereas if you look at, say, a shark only basically has canine teeth. That's all they have, are just pointed, perforated teeth. They have over 300 teeth, and they fall out like throughout their lifetime. You know how our teeth fall out just the one time, each tooth falls out one, and then you get your adult teeth? Shark teeth fall out constantly throughout their lifetime, which is why you can find so many shark teeth washing up on beaches, especially after a hurricane. Okay, um, I think I'll stop this video here, and then I'll do another example where we draw our own, okay? I'll see you in a second. Ta-da!